Claude Cowork for marketing teams. This is for 4th edition. As I said, it's a 4th edition we are running. And this is for everyone. Whatever role do you play within the marketing, and especially around SEO and GEO. Maybe, it can be used for your running day-to-day tasks, whether you want to do some weekly monitoring, you want to generate monthly reports, or you want to do, as a leader, you want to do strategic planning, run QBR decks, right? On a quarterly basis or fortnight, or once in 2 months, 3 months, and so on. So it can execute multiple tasks. I mean, you just name it what you want, right? And it can execute. So we'll see. We have been covering multiple use cases. So today also we have live. We are going to show you a couple of live use cases here, right? And my name is Ajay Batra. I'm going to run this session over the next 60 to 90 minutes, right? And I'm the CEO of Lead Walnut, and we have been in this business for almost now 10 plus years, running SEO, GEO, and now we have done a lot of embedded AI into our systems, right? Now here is what we will cover, right, in this workshop. Why Cowork, right? Of course, we all understand, but how is it different from the normal other AI tools you use, right? Especially chat and all that. How is it different from that? Then a lot of questions came, we saw in the last some of the sessions, that you're not showing how to connect to Google Stack. While we keep talking about it, you can connect to GA4, GSC, Gmail, Drive, but we want to see live demo of that. So we thought we'll cover in this session today, how do you connect to various systems, especially around the Google Stack, right? Then another very, very critical part of these agents, when you use this in your operations, right? They're not prompts, right? They're not simple prompts. So a lot of background research analysis goes behind it. A lot of testing. Because we know AI, if you leave it alone, AI to control you, it hallucinates, right? So how do you put proper guardrails, test it, iterate it? So we're going to just walk you through the framework which goes into this, how teams have worked over weeks together to build some of the agents, right? So that's another area. And then we are going to cover 3 use cases in this session. As you see, demo 1, product evaluation agent, then prompt generation, content coverage agent. These are 3 agents we are going to cover. So we'll go into more details as we walk through the slides and show you the actual working of those agents. And in between, we have polls coming up. Our polls will come up, which will I'll encourage all of you to participate. So we see some insights, we get some more and more insights. And of course, towards the end, we'll have a brief Q&A session. In between, you can put some questions, but we will answer towards the end of the session, right? And finally, we'll close it with some takeaways, right? So this is the agenda, overall agenda for the session today. So let's get started. Now it's coming with a poll first, right? Now, yeah, let's go back and answer the poll. All of us, be ready? Yeah, Maitri, let's run the poll. Your team already pays for AI tool. What has actually changed? Okay, let's go ahead. Okay. Great. Good. So I think good to see you are using the tools for running your workflows. And while some people are early in the journey, that's absolutely fine, right? Good. So good to know. It's there is a good adoption here of AI tools. Great. So let's come back. Now, as we said, Claude Cowork is a teammate. It's not, as we said, it's not simply writing a prompt there, right? As we know, prompts, a simple prompt without any context, without any guardrails, AI can definitely, gives you false outputs, right? Whereas Claude, the differentiation in Claude is it reads your files, so you can attach your decks, files. So a lot of assets, right, have been created. A lot of knowledge which has been created. We want to utilize that. Not just AI to do research and give us repetitive outputs, right? And then it plugs into your stacks, all the stacks. So you don't have to go and again do the research on those tools. You give the instruction, it goes there, extract the data for you. And that's what we'll do manually as well, right? And this can do much faster and much more intelligent way, right? It can do multiple steps. You can give the instructions, right? Because I write the content, give me for my approval, and then go and publish, right? And do the internal linking also. So like that, you can create a multi-step workflow, which can complete, whether you can intervene in between or it can run without intervention, right? Schedule itself, you want to run weekly reports, on a Monday morning, I want, one report, which are the top keywords for the last week. I want to see on my email every Monday, right? It will fetch a report for you, whichever source you want to give, from whichever source you want. So it's a very data-driven. While it schedules, it's data-driven, right? And very important is, as a team, when we work, right, what happens sometimes, every team member is not at the same pace, same speed, same level. So you end up doing, different level of capabilities are there. So what it does is, it creates... Guys, please go on mute. Please go on mute, guys. Thank you. Right. So it creates reusable workflows so that every team member can use it. So you, as a team, you really uplift or improve the capability in a short time and get predictable output, right? So that's the real power of this Claude Cowork, right? And it has various tools, inbuilt tools, right? We had shown in the last two workshop. Dispatch means you can use it on the go. It means if you're traveling, you can give instructions on your mobile. You can even talk voice. That's very, very important. You can talk and it connects with your laptop. Let's say your laptop is lying in office or home, but it should definitely be open, and Claude should be open on your laptop as well. That's important here. But you can give instruction on the go. Please run a report for me. I need in next 15 minutes because I'm traveling. By the time you reach home or office, that report or insight is ready for you, right? Such a power it gives you in your hand. Right? Schedule, yes, of course, you can, as I said, any task, you can schedule it daily, weekly, whatever you want, some reports to generate and where to fetch data. Give the instruction it will give you, right? So it has, now it helps you to create reusable skills, right? So you start storing, once you create a skill, you start storing it, which everybody can use it then. Just refer to that file and run and give your project specific, brand specific inputs, give the right context, but the overall process remains the same. So it creates those reusable components, which is very powerful again, right? And it also gives you some templates. If you are very new, fresh, you want a competition analysis template, what should be covered. I want just a starter kind of information. So various templates are also there. You want a content brief template, right? How should it look like, right? So some templates are available, but I encourage use it as a reference. You have to see what is works best for you and make some alteration. It's a good start point, but that's not the end of it, those templates, right? But we can use those templates to accelerate and learn quickly, take a reference and move on, right? So these are some tools which definitely helps us to make the work more efficient and more productive, which are available, readily available. Everybody can use that, right? And as we said, it is not a prompt. It fetches real data, which actually, when you do any analysis, you will do it yourself. You will go to various systems and fetch the data. Now it's easy. On a voice command, I can say, go to Bright Edge. Bright Edge is another great analytics tool, which some of our US clients use it. I don't see in India people use Bright Edge, but it's a very powerful analytics tool. Like you have SEMrush, Ahrefs, and all that. Get me, last year traffic trend between me and my competition. So it goes there and fetches the data from there, right? So it connects GA4, console, Gmail, any Excel sheets if you have been maintaining for data at your end, tools, as I said, and any tool. Like it's not just Ahrefs, Hotjar, Microsoft Clarity for conversions. And you have your CMS system. If you have any content management system, you want to publish the content, edit pages, it connects with your CMS system as well. And this is just a tip of the iceberg, I'll say. Any tool you bring, most of the tools are compatible either directly or indirectly through some channel. You can integrate here. So that's gives a huge benefit once you start running the processes on Claude Cowork. Right? Again, same thing. It's not chatting. It's literally working with AI as like you will work basically as a human. The steps what you will follow, it will do much faster in a more smarter way. That's what we are saying here. And same thing we said, multi-step schedules, all those things. So that's what it does, right? And you can see the drawbacks of when you simply run prompts, isolated prompts when you run on your ChatGPT or any other tool, right? As I said last time, in the beginning, it's a teammate for every marketing group, right? So whether you are an analyst, you want to do your day-to-day tasks, or your content specialist, or you want to do weekly monitoring as managers, right? Or you want to do monthly reportings, or you want to run planning, or QBR decks, all can be done within minutes or hours, not even a day, right? That's power. All right, we're coming up with another poll here. So let's go back and take this poll. All right. Your team already pays, not this one, I'm sorry, that was the first one. Your last monthly report, where did the hours actually go? So all of us, do some sort of reporting, whether it's monthly, weekly, and as a part of our job, we need to do that. Or even if I'm a student, I need to do some reporting, right? Whatever role I have. So let's look at that. Yeah, so a lot of time is spent in writing the analysis part. That is the backbone it provides. It can take care of that, right? So a lot of time goes into that, and formatting the text, absolutely. Somebody say absolutely. Deciding what to do next, all that, yeah, all those questions and confusions will come, right? And chasing people, of course, that's another thing, because multiple people are doing multiple tasks, so chasing them to get the right data at the right time, right? So all of us do all of these things, right? So great. Yeah. Thanks for that. Let's move back. So yeah, this is just quickly, I'm going to show you now, wiring up the Google stack, how to connect to your Google, which is GA4, Search Console, Gmail, and Google Drive. This is very, this is the most, I think, useful part or a beneficial or powerful part of the stack, because it can go and read your systems. Yeah. So let me go back. So you go to settings, there are connectors here. So you can see here, I'm already connected with Ahrefs, Gmail, Google Drive, Webflow, Windsor, Claude, all that. Microsoft Clarity for conversion, Bright Edge, we had connected, it is removed, we need to connect back, right? You can do GitHub integration, Google Calendar, all that can be connected. Now, while we see, this Gmail and Google Drive are pretty straightforward. They are the direct connectors which are available. So which means, so there's a direct connector available. You just say connect and to your whichever email ID you are using for Gmail, and the same email ID you are logged in with your Claude. You just say connect and it will connect. So if you want to see, I can just say disconnect, let's say, right? Now, so it will give you that option. Now I go and say connect again. So which email ID you want to connect, you can choose that. Right, give the access. Right, right, yeah. So now if we go back and check, right, so you can see it has come back here again, right? Same goes with Google Drive. You again connect, it will ask you which account, and you just do that. So that's quite simple. These are, readily available connectors. You can do that. Now, others are those we were talking about, GA4 and Search Console, which are very, very critical. And even Ahrefs is the same thing. Ahrefs exposes the MCP server. You just go and say connect. We should have Ahrefs account there, right? And then it will go and ask for some permissions. You allow that, and it connects with that. And now next time when you run, you can say, yeah, fetch this data from Ahrefs, do this, do that. It'll do fetch all the data from there. Any tool from that site. Right? Now, the GA4 and Search Console are not directly here. They're coming through another tool or site called Windsor.ai. Right? So what you need to do, so they come from there. You go to Windsor.ai, right? It's quite free, right? Actually, it's free. Yeah, because I'm connected already here. So this has, now here, these are the tools or these are the platforms available through this. You can connect to Claude. So this gives the feature. See the kind of tools you can connect. Huge, right? So we go here, say Google Analytics, right? So you select which account, then it gives you options. Which are the properties which are connected with your GA4 properties are connected. You choose which one you want to connect. So I've chosen these are the properties, my clients, my website, I want to connect there with Claude, right? And yeah, because it's already connected right now. So that's why it's not showing, but otherwise this is this, and it will connect there. Same with, if you go back and check Google Search Console, same thing. Go to Search Console, connect with your account, and then with the account, some properties are listed. You again select those properties here and go to next and connect. That's it, as simple as that. And then you come back and validate here, and Windsor AI is already connected here. So it means whatever, while it has a lot of options, but you need to give permission. So we have given permission right now for GA4 and GSC. We have given the permission, so they are all connected here. And then, so that's what we did yesterday. Let us see if it is still here. Let me check. So what I did yesterday was I asked the question. Let me see if it is already here. Not here. So, okay, let's say I'll show you then. I can check. Are you connected to GA4 and GSC? So after that, you want to validate once, you can ask that question here. Of course, we have seen that tick marks, of course. So while it is working, another thing, yeah, see, it tells you, yes, you are already connected. These are the properties in GA4, and these are the properties in Search Console. So you should have access to those properties. Important, of course, your client or yourself, whichever it is. You need to have access to those properties. Your IDE has access, and then through Windsor AI, you can connect to the cloud, right? And one more thing, which one of my colleague was talk about it yesterday was, see, these permissions are very important here. So you need to go through what permissions you want to give, what it can access. So any tool you connect, so always look at this, because sometimes it may restrict and all that. You can restrict also, not to access some if there is any too much confidential information or something. You don't want them to go there. So please go through it carefully one by one and allow the permission, or you can stop it. So that's important once you connect the tools. Yeah. So just take care of that. All right. All right. Now, so I hope it was simple, and it's quite simple and quite user friendly as well. Right? So this is how you connect, and this is the same way, more or less similar way, you can connect to other tools as well. All right. So let's come to our first. The how do we build those frameworks? Now, before we start use cases, as I said, these agents we run to certain use cases. There is a framework we used to run that, right? Which means you'd give, first of all, you need to provide inputs, right, to give the right context. Context is very, very important, which means your brand information, your topic, some inputs need to be provided based on the agents you were running. Again, very critical, guardrails and the process you want it to follow, where to fetch data, what to do, what not to do. Very important to get the right output, right? Then structured output. What output do you want? What are the fields? What is the information you need in the output? According to me, I kept insisting this is the starting point. Not this, not this. Once you say, I want to build an agent, let's say content creation agent, what is the output you want? When the content is created, how does the output look like? If I have a clarity on that, this is the output which delivers result and give, business KPIs, meet my business KPI criteria. Now you go back and see what inputs do I need for that, what process I need to do, and do iterations on that so that I get the output what I want. So that is where a bit of expertise is needed. So a lot of people start building tool without expertise. Because AI can do that. You say, build a content creation tool, it will build for you. But that's where your output will not align with your actual expectations, or which can really perform on search, on SERP or AI engines. That's where you will struggle then, eventually, if this is not taken care, the whole process. And then we also insert a feedback loop. People run, okay, this is the common problems we are facing. So we go back and tell the tool, these are the problems coming, please address it. So it takes that feedback, and next time you run, it addresses that, which is very, very important. Because Google algorithm will, updates will keep coming. LLMs will keep changing their process, right? We may learn something new from somewhere and all that. So all that is a feedback loop is very, very important to continuously improve. So I want to show you one such file before we move forward. So this is the file we have created. This is input, output, and that feedback. You can see that all three listed here, what I was showing you there, right? So input, this is a content creation and optimization. So it will ask you a set of questions. What is your topic? What is the URL? Some keywords. What is your URL? Some brand related information. Who are your competitors? Funnel stage, word count. So it will ask you those information. Then this is the most critical part. 43-point checklist has been created to get this output. Again, very important. We have defined the output. What do we want? We want TLDR summary. We want verifiable facts. Right? Right? And all that. We want external links. We want FAQs. We want CTAs. Right? All that has been defined. And how they will be generated, how part is here. What will be covered in FAQs? What should be there in H1 headers? How they should be done, and what not to do, which content to refer to. All that instruction. That is why it takes a little time to build this framework. Every agent we build take not less than, I will say, to reach a really situation where we are confident ourselves. I will not say 100%. It will never be. AI will never ever say AI can give you 100%. If you start relying 100%, according to my experience, this is a huge mistake. AI can never give you 100%. Never ever. You have to learn from that experience. But we have seen, if you reach 70, in some cases 80% confidence, that's the way to go. Then that 20%, your eye is needed. Your sharp eye is needed to see what more changes can be done. But it has given you a huge, runway there. It has covered 80%, which you used to take maybe, day 2 or 3 earlier. It has given you in just half an hour or 1 hour. So rest of the time is in your hand. Can you spend at least 2 hours on top of it? Most of the people don't do that. And seeing slowly we are becoming all, using, and we don't even that 1-2 hours we do not spend on this. And that's where it starts failing. So yeah, anyway, so this is the framework, very important before you build, to create a real framework, get a sign off on that, and then start build, then your agent is ready. It's MD file, and then you create agent and start using it. And feedback loop is always there. It's a continuous evolution model, because things will keep changing outside. So there's not once I've created it is good for 1 year. No, it may not be good even for a couple of weeks. So we continuously iterate, continuously keep updating it. But it becomes easy because you have a baseline now, right? So this is the framework behind every agent we build. Every agent. To make sure it is trusted by AI engines and Google. So that's very important. That's a question everybody asks. How do you make sure your agent output is trusted? Now, this process, to a certain extent, to a larger extent, I would say, take care of that. But as I said, please do manual validation and make sure that you have that based on, because everybody has, based on their project, they need some custom output and all that. So you have to do those validations. All right, great. And this I just want to show you while we go there. I just want to show you here, very interesting part when we're talking about the agents. The team has built these agents. We have multiple agents available on our website. And the interesting part is it is built by the team members. And every team member has put a video there, how it works. See this, how it works. And there is a video. So every tool, every agent we are building, who has built it? This is built by one of our colleagues, Sachin, and there is a video here. So like that, every agent will have that. So team takes a lot of pride in building this and putting this together on the website. Yeah. All right. Let's move on. So this is our first demo use case, product or service evaluation. Now you as a business, you have certain product or you have some service categories. Now, how do you evaluate? Where do you stand today, against your competition? And very important part, what is covered here is eyes of different buyer personas. We don't generally look at that. We just look at competition and funnel stages. But there are different buyers coming to your for the same topic, for the same content. Different buyers will come. Let's look at it. What does it mean, right? So, okay, before we go there, what you do is take this file. There is an output file, right? And you go to Claude. How do you run it? So I had downloaded it. I'll show you in the another one. I downloaded for the next one. Okay, we'll show you that how to run this in the next one. This is not for this use case. So yeah, I'll show you in the next use case, this one. But we go to the Claude, just run this MD file, give some inputs it asks, and let's see what output it generates here. Yeah, you can see my screen. So we have run for one of our clients' services. It's a very key service, as I said, remote access software. Right? It says 5 competitions and 3 roles evaluated. Now you can define based on your buyer personas. What are the roles are there? Right? So we have defined 3 roles. One is IT engineer role. Now, how IT engineer look at your service? They are the users generally. How is your content, which is available on the websites, aligned with the needs of an IT engineer? And then what it does is it gives the score to you and to your competition. How is your content spread on your website for remote access software category for an IT engineer, if you look at it? Then IT manager will look at it, right? Then how are you placed there? What are the criteria they will use? You know, what questions they will have in mind. Do you answer those questions in your content? Do you have a coverage around that? And how do you stand there? Right? You can see some places competition is doing far better, 10, 10, 10. They have good coverage, but you have slightly less coverage. Let's say this is my client. Some places you are leading, but right. And then another one was director of IT. Now there'll be a decision maker there, while others will be, play a role of user or influencer and all that, because everybody will be asked questions before buying it, right? Maybe this is like say decision maker. How do you fare when a director of IT looks at your content, and how you're doing against the competition? Here again, competition is doing pretty good here. And here is the kind of questions they have in mind around this category. Right? And then it summarizes your performance, and right, and towards the end, it gives you a recommendation. Very clear recommendation, identifying the gaps for every role, and then tell you what to do. Right? Whether you create a new content, whether you optimize some content, or you create a video, or right? So this is for IT manager, and this for IT. So clear instructions are given here what to do. Right? So it's not just about competition. As I said, you can define your roles. You can have multiple roles. Here we have defined 3. Whatever is your buyer persona, right? You define that and generate it. Right? Right. So this is how you evaluate where do you stand and have some actionable inputs to work on to dominate your service or category, and be answer for everybody, so that everybody in your prospect company gives you a thumbs up. That's very important, because when there are multiple competition is available, the question will be asked to multiple people. And if you have right answers available for everybody, well, you will be the first choice, right? That's the whole idea behind it. Now, let's take a quiz here, poll, based on what we have seen. So let's go back. All right. Yes. You rank number 1 with IT admins, but number 4 with CISOs. CISO is just for information, Chief Information and Security Officer. Same product. What is the highest leverage move? What would you do? You're already ranking for whatever the IT admin is looking for, but CISO, you're not there. So what will you do now? Yes, some more. Yeah. Yes. Yes, yeah, definitely, because you're lacking, because on CISO side, the content. So you will definitely build some more what aim at what is important for a CISO. And of course, yeah, that's first one. Yeah, definitely you would want to double down so that you stay the lead there. Definitely. You could do also as a secondary activity as well. Right. All right. Let's move on. So basically build governance compliance proof aimed at, that's what should be the focus. And of course, you will do other activities as well to support that. Now, this is the next use case, what we have, ICP-focused prompt generation, right? Prompts build around actually buyers, validated and data backed in one run. Now, that's very important, right? Now, prompts, we have seen in the past, the tools, what the prompts give are very vague and not at all ICP driven. And when you run those prompts and see your output on those prompts, you don't get clear answers which we are looking for in terms of your visibility, in terms of your citations, and does those prompts give you the leads? Those are not the right questions which your ICP is asking. So you're measuring against the wrong parameter, and your output can't be right. So we have built a framework here, an agent here, to first of all, this is the first most critical activity. If it's done right, this is what eventually will help you. It's a prompt to pipeline. If your prompts are correct, it means now you are attracting the right buyers. That's what your buyers are looking at. And for those prompts, if you are appearing on the top in AI engine SERP, you're getting mentioned, you're getting cited properly, that is what giving you brand visibility and chances of winning the business, right? So that, again, using that framework, what I showed you earlier, this agent has been built. This is the heart crux of the whole framework. We make sure your prompts cover these 6 different categories. It is not just around one segment or one area. Against your USP, there are prompts. Against your brand, there are prompts. Against your product feature or services, there are brands. If you serve to industries, there are brands against that. You have different buyer personas, there are prompts against that, right? So that's, and what I can do, we can run it. It'll take some time while the time will continue. So because we have this here, so what we can do is, you can just simply say run the MD file and give me the output. That's all. It's as simple as that. Attached MD file and give me the output, right? So we'll have to attach that. That is what we are calling reusable skill. It's called, right? Yeah. So it may take a little while, so we'll continue and we'll keep looking at it. It may ask a few questions in the beginning to set the right context there. So we'll keep coming back here by the time because it is going to take a little time. So let's go back and continue here. We'll keep going back there and checking. All right. So see, this is the difference. Same topic. If you leave it to AI, very, very generic prompts, which doesn't give you any business. This buyer intent is missing here, buying intent. They're very, very high level informative this side. But when we run using this agent, now you really get prompts which has a real buy intent, right? Like, is vendor good fit for securing OT networks and manufacturing? Which OT platform does it agentless? Best OT security solution for this? What should a plant OT manager check before picking IC vendor? These are real questions in your buyer's mind, and they're looking for answers for these. And this, your generic framework, generic tools doesn't give you that at all, right? So I want to show you here, in fact, see, this is one of the output files created by the tool. So this is how it creates. Once you run that MD file, you give all the inputs, which category you want and all that, right? It tells you these are the prompts, and these 6 categories which I showed you: brand, industry, service, feature. It categorizes them. It also tells you which funnel stage they fall into. And also, to make it more data driven, we also check whether anybody is looking for this kind of information or phrases. We try to relate with some of the phrases and keywords that there is some search volume is there. So there is some sort of demand there, right? So it's not that, we are also blindly creating this. We also check, in fact, with the search console also, not just keywords. Is there any queries people have been asking related to these kind of things? So we continuously validate with data what prompts have been created. Right? And then, of course, it goes further beyond that. It creates a summary where your brand is visible, where not visible. It creates suggestions based on that and all that. So that's a next step process to how to take it forward further from there. Once you know where do you stand, once you run it, where your brand stands against these and all that, right? So let us see. What is selling? I have read the file, order skill definition, 7,000 in output generated, though this document is instruction. Okay. So it will ask a lot of information: brand name, URL, ICP, competition name, so I need to tell me client strategy, right? And so a lot of inputs have to be given. It has to be connected to some of the tools we need, right? And all that. So it is going to take a little while. So this is a complex query, but it'll ask you inputs and tools from where to fetch data. Once you provide that, it will run it. And as I showed you, that's the kind of output it will generate, whichever service category or, whatever product you need to run for. Okay. So these are the 2 informations we'll have to provide there. All right. Okay, now we're coming with, again, poll here based on this demo number 2. So let's go back and take that. Your final set of prompts you have generated for any service category, let's say feature prompts 28, just 2 USP prompts. What is that telling you? That's what you generated eventually, the prompt set for any service or product. Yes, let's put it, please. All right. Yeah. So See, that's what we said. There are other categories are also available. You need to have presence and visibility across everything, not against just feature and USP. There is a brand, there is buyer persona, there is services, industries, and there is no presence. So you're not visible across the different categories. Yeah, because your prompt, you don't have prompt for that, right? So this is not a good mix of prompts you have. Good mix is if it is spread across different funnel stages and different those subcategories, 6 categories we showed you. That's a wider coverage you have, because people will come from different angle, different questions. They may have question around industries, they have a question about your brand, about your feature, service, USPs, right? Buyer personas will come different. How do you answer to that? Right? Yeah. So you're really missing out on that if that's what your visibility is very poor on those services in AI engines. Right? All right, great. So I think more, while you can definitely argue some all of correct. I think more aligned is the number 2 here. You want to be visible where your buyers have pain, because your prompts, you don't have prompts for that against which you are measuring yourself. They're not visible at all. Not measuring, not taking corrective action, not visible to the right buyers when they ask questions. No business eventually, right? All right, so let's move to our last third demo, which is called content coverage analysis. Now, this is a very common question which all of us marketers need to continuously keep doing it. And how do you identify, where is the gap in a certain category? Right, my head start spinning when they ask, what should I present there, what is the gap and all that, right? What kind of analysis shall I do? When my boss asks me, do this analysis and come back, how do I provide very meaningful information and insights on that, right? On that coverage report, right? How do I make sure competition is covered, funnel stages are covered, all the areas around that content category, what people will be looking for are covered there, right? It's a big task, right? It looks content coverage. It's a big task if you really want to get meaningful. So again, we have agent is created, and what I'll do again, let me show you one output here. Not this one. Yeah, this one. So this is the one we ran for one of our clients in the patch management category. We ran it. How is our content coverage in that category? Right? And so it has come out with, there are total 71 URLs it says you have in this category. And overall, you have a 100% coverage. Now, how does it do that? As I said, it first run a lot of research it does based on the given process and say, what are the subcategories? What I mean by subcategories? What are the topics people will be searching around this category? Like example, patch management, best patch management tools, patch management benefits, real-time patch management. I'm just giving some examples. People will be searching around those phrases, variations. So that definition of that is the most critical part of that. That is what tool does, some intelligence, do research and find out what are those subcategories under this main category where we should have a coverage. Right? We'll look at that below. And then funnel stages distribution, it also look at how are you covered today, top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom, and LLM. LLM is very important now, AI engines and LLM. So that is an additional thing which have been added. And how's your coverage against the competition average? Right? And then it will tell you what are the risks, strengths, weaknesses overall. Now, see, we have also given as per industry benchmark, what should be your target distribution of the content across funnel stages, and how are you doing against that? So we say tofu should be 45%, and you have 45%, 44%, which is great. MoFu 30%, you are 20%. You are slightly behind here. 15% on BOFU, you are good. That's why, and even LLM 10%, you are 20%. So you are doing good here. That's what it tells you. You're really doing good. Absolutely great. And then it gives you all the pages. We said 71 pages here, laundry list, and and give them the category TOFU, MoFu, BOFU, LLM, and all that, how they are aligned. Right? This listicles kind of thing, top challenges, best platform. That's what LLM looks for. And some problem related, how to simplify. These are all LLM related questions. Right? Patch management metrics and all that. Right? So, and then this is what I was talking, subcategory. Now, this is defining this manually, it becomes very, very painful. Around patch management, what will be the variation or phrases people will look for? Best practice and strategy, industry verticals, third-party app patching. There's a very interesting term here, patch Tuesdays and news, automated and real. Now, you need to have coverage around all. And that's what then you tell you, how is your coverage, TOFU, MoFu, BOFU, and LLM. And the percentages gives you. And what is critical for you to work on. And then again, more detailing around which, who is against which category, who is leading, and where are you and what you need to do. Very clear instructions. Like in this competition comparison category, Ninja 1 is leading, your coverage is very poor. And you need to work on that. And so on. And then clearly it gives you recommendation against category wise, new content creation, new content. See, it's not just new content. It also tells you where you need to refresh or optimize your existing content. It's not just creating a new content, right? Optimize, right? Optimize. So generally people say create new content. No, it's not about just that. You have a lot of content which is available. Optimize, optimize, right? Optimize, right? So very clear now, actionable insights is given to the team to work on, and you work on this, put it on your website. This will help you to dominate that patch management category now. In terms of ahead of competition, in terms of, in the top positions in SERP, in terms of getting cited and mentioned in AI engines. Everything is taken care of here. Now, imagine if somebody has to run this manually. First of all, defining those subcategory itself is a huge, huge task, and it can be very subjective again. Everybody you give it, they'll come out with different subcategories, and that's where your output itself will start deviating, first of all. So you need consistency. Right? Once the process has worked, you test it, it is working. Okay, we can do slight iteration. Once it works, everybody should use the same and scale it. It should be scalable. I should be able to run 10 reports in a week. I should generate and act on it. Right? And this took us to reach at this level, as I remember, this is done by one of our colleague, Abhishri, and I remember at least more than 12 weeks. We tweak. We're not happy with the output. Right? Kept challenging ourselves, kept challenging. We want to reach a situation where we get meaningful output, which really deliver results. It's not just getting some output there. And what agents we have to make sure data-driven output. It's all supported with data. It all fetched from right tools. And here also you see it's all data-driven information. Right? All right. Moving on. So again, just download the file, run it, give some inputs, right inputs. That's very important. See, it look easy, but giving the right context input is very critical. Like we say, garbage in, garbage out, right? So give the right inputs. Rest, system will take care. Process is given, output is given, what form output should come. Input is yours. You have to provide the right inputs. All right. Okay, let's take, based on this demo, a poll quickly. Let's go back. Yes, Maitri, can we run the poll? Yeah. All right. So Now, in the metrics, we didn't see the details, but let's say it was showing 12 bottom of the funnel gaps. But you can only ship 3 pages this quarter. Now, how do you pick? Because your bandwidth is only 3 pages. No gaps are 12. And it's the bottom of the funnel. So it is very much business oriented, which can generate business for you. Right? All right. Let's look at the answers. And yes, please, other people also, I see around 40 people are here in the call. Please, I would encourage more participation on these polls. This will help you also to get better understanding of these tools, right? Yes, some more. All right. Great. Interesting here. Yeah, keep doing that, please. Continue. So, see, our aim is, well, all answers you can debate, is to build the funnel, right? So, yes, we want traffic. Absolutely. We want to do fast, all that. But eventually, the idea is to build the funnel, generate leads, drive the business. How fast we can do that? Now, let's say if we do first, that will only bring traffic, right? Only bring traffic. Now, if we do fastest to produce, right? Again, we don't know whether really bringing the business benefit, right? So why do we do all these things? The whole idea is to generate business end of the day. So from that perspective alone, if I look at that, I think closest to the buying decision, doing faster first, that makes more sense, because that will bring business. While others are important, we are not saying that. Definitely we should do that. But what will you prioritize? Right? That's the bigger question here. Right? All right, good. All right, thanks. Let's move back. Okay. Another one coming here. So just good. Interesting one. Let's go back and take another one. ChatGPT just recommended a competitor to your ideal buyer. Who in organization even finds out? Interesting. Yes, some more, please. Please. Right. Good. One more. Let's hit the 10 number at least. Oh, okay, great. Yeah, I think we can argue on different things, but yeah, SEO team should continuously. You're right. SEO team should continuously monitor that. Person who's writing the content, absolutely right. They should not be, in isolation, keep building the content. They should also look at what's happening, eventually on the SERP where we need to rank, where our content should rank, right? They should have an eye on that, not just, build a content, give it, and, job is done. No, right? Yes, brand or PR, yes, they are very important, that where brand visibility, these teams are very, very, watchful. But sometimes, yeah, those people are not so, they're objectives are slightly different there. So yeah, those are also involved some time. And yeah, in some organization, people don't, care. They just keep doing their work, right? So we have maximum votes there. Nobody. That's a gap. I clearly see that. It's a big gap. We need to address that, right? All of us as marketer need to be accountable and keep an eye on the output while we are doing our work. So that is what very, very important here is, right? Whatever we are doing, keep an eye. How is it making the impact? That's very important. All right. Okay, great. Thanks. Now, let's move to the next one. I think there's another one, last one coming up here. Sorry. I'm sorry. Let me just go back. Yeah, I think there's one more coming up here. Last poll, final quiz. Let's take it quickly now while we wind up the session. There's the last one. AI assistants cite one content type in 50%, 54% of their answer. Which one is that? So AIs give, when they cite, they give preference to one, certain types of content. Now, who is the leading? Well, there are various. So let's answer that. Okay, this time we want to see 15 guys. Come on, please. Total count 15. Great. Let's reach to 15. We still have half mark. Yes. Continue. Some more we need. Yeah. 2 more. All right. 1 more, last. Come on. 1 more. No. You still hit 14 here. 1 more I need. Okay. All right. Okay. So, yeah. So while definitely all content types are important, no doubt about it. But the study says, when we look at the study, it says best listicle ranked vendor. So those kind of articles get the highest citations or preferences by AI engines. That's the study says, of course. I'm telling you again, while I fully agree, leadership, data originated, side by side, all are important. But when you put them in the ranking order, this one get preference over the others. So just to be aware of that, I mean, you can do your own independent research and find out. But yeah, this is what study talks about. All right, great, thank you. Let's move on. Okay, we have reached to the most end of the session. So please take a couple of minutes. People are there, I mean, to give a feedback. That is very helpful. So, we keep learning what is missing here, what, next session, what to cover, few things to avoid, what go into more details and so on. So that helps us. So please take, before we leave from here, I will, really appreciate and, to encourage everyone to take this to help us make it better for you. And yeah, please start doing that. Now, let's take 2-3 minutes and finish that. And we'll take Q&A after that. So once you finish that, I would like, then let's take a Q&A session, and then please put it on, whosoever has completed, please put thumbs up on the chat, whosoever have given the feedback. Please do that. And we also run enablement programs in case, you think you need somebody from external experts to come and look at your processes. How's your maturity model, adoption of AI agents, want to build some agents. So we have certain programs which we run. So you can, go to our website and go through it. So there's the page. You can go through it and see if you need any further help. Definitely, you can contact us, and we run those programs for businesses separately. Yes, so it's in your hands now. Download the skills, run it. Have any question, please feel free to talk to us, run a call with us, book a call, and we would be glad to assist you. All right. I hope people have finished the feedback and put thumbs up, so we can take now and go back and take some questions now also parallelly while you are filling the feedback. Yeah, let's go ahead, take a few questions. A link, have you put, Maitri, link in the chat for the feedback?
Yes, Ajay, the link is in the chat.
All right, great. All right. Yes. So, any questions?
Okay.
Link for a program. Yeah, please put that.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, let's put the link there. Okay. Well, you're having feedback. So do we have any questions?
No, Ajay, there is nobody who has asked a question in the chat box.
Okay.
If anybody wants, they can directly unmute themselves and ask as well.
All right, you can go ahead. Yeah, if anybody has any question, you can straight away go ahead and ask that here. And please keep filling the feedback. That really helps us, to help you better next time. We can, incorporate some of the things where you have more questions, more, reference around certain areas. All right. Okay, I see right now no questions, so no problem. That's fine. You can reach out to us. All the information is available on our website. Contact details are there. So please reach out. Any questions, any clarification, any assistance you need in future, I'll be happy to help you.
Yeah, Ajay, I have something.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, go ahead. Straight.
Ajay, like, what about the tokenization and how much do these SEO and GEOs charge while operating on the automation process on the Cowork?
So I think based on the plan, I don't know the exact number, but yes, see, there is a $20 plan Claude has. There are $100 plan Claude has. So there are certain tokens are given, and the more complex flows you run, it consumes more coupons and all that. So there is an everyday limit given to you. Now, if you say, get me data from here, 10, 20 places, it has to really work hard, and those token consumptions can be very high. I don't have the exact number, but so it reaches the limit faster there in a day. So better we use, if you have a more complex application use cases, then you go for a pro plan Claude Cowork, which is $100, and then they have a further, if you need more data and more tokens, they upgrade to $200. So I think that is sufficient. We have seen as of now. You need to do some investment, of course, because while it helps you a lot, so generally that $100 is sufficient, as I've seen. But if you have multiple members, all that, you have to assess that, how they're running, how they're using on a day-to-day basis, and what kind of flows they're running, complex flows. But yeah, if you provide $100, as I say today, to all of your team members, I think that should be sufficient to take care. As of now, I see take care, unless you really have bulk requirements and all that. Then you have to keep upgrading $100, $200. It tells you when you reach your limit in a day, then you have to upgrade you want, or wait for the next day to run the report. I don't know the exact token right now. We can find out and maybe provide more details.
Yeah. Thank you for the insights. And one more thing was like, which model do you prefer in this space, like using SEO, right? So which model, like, you want us, which can give me the more effective results, like Opus or Sonet, or even like Fable 5, which is released recently?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, they keep coming out with the something new, which is more smarter, and also it helps you to some token optimization also, right? Some of them new ones are there. So I think, yeah, I mean, sorry, we have not done that such a very detailed analysis.
Oh,
We won't do that. So I mean, we keep trying the new ones, and so we more focus on the output. It doesn't make huge. I not seen it make huge difference in the output once we set the process, right?
yeah.
They are much maybe faster. They do token optimization. They optimize your resources better. So I think that's how it helps a bit, definitely. But yeah, I mean, maybe we'll look at it. That's a good question. We'll look at it. You know, if there is any merit in, you know, choosing one of that. And yeah, but definitely some of them helps. It's written there also. You know, Sonnet, we saw sometime, you know, back, the previous model was consuming more tokens, so they came out with something which consumed less tokens. So those are very obvious ones, right? But otherwise, how it helps you in terms of output and all that, we need to really look into that. Yeah.
Thank you, Ajay.
Thanks. Yeah, I think you're right, Sonnet. Yeah, I was exactly. They have come out with Fable now, another one. Yeah, we were trying that. Maybe next time when we do, we'll cover some of that part as well. All right. Anybody has any further question? No? All right. Okay, then. I think, yeah, as I said, reach out anytime, you know, and we'll be happy to assist you. Thank you so much for joining the session today. So keep an eye here for, as I said, we keep running on our website, you know, on the top, you will keep seeing, you know, the registration for the next workshop. If you're interested, they're all free. So keep an eye here and you can join if that helps, right? So thank you so much again. And we hope to see you again in the next session. Have a good day. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Ajay. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye-bye.